Hi everybody, it's Eleanor at Eleanor's Place. I just thought I'd come down today. Haven't been down here for a few weeks actually because the weather's been lousy and there's no other way of describing it. It's just been totally and utterly lousy. So I'm down here today. It absolutely poured down again last night and it just gutted me because I know full well I'm desperate to get my onions in. They're about 7 inches tall and I can't get them in because the ground is so wet. I can't even, they'll just rot. I know they're just going to rot in the ground. I think what you've got to take away from this is that it's okay not to put them in straight away because sometimes the weather just doesn't let you and you've just got to accept that. It's just one of those things. It's just not there at the moment here. But you know what's hard is I'm watching videos of people who are obviously down south, further down the country, even right down on the south coast, and they've got all sorts going in, and there's tulips and daffodils all flowering, and they've got stuff coming up, and it's all fantastic. And up here we've got water and water and water, and the ground is just saturated to the point where you can't even hoe it. It's just ridiculous. You can't put anything in. It's just going to rot in the ground. So it's really depressing. But I'm going to turn you around now and show you something I brought down today and I popped in my greenhouse because I think it might be the best place for it. Let me just turn you around. There we go. And it's chilies. These are my little chilies. Let me just close this window up here a minute because it's a bit cold. I had a massive bumblebee in here just before. I don't know where it's gone. It's just vanished, but it was massive and I thought I don't want you in here, so I opened the window in the hopes it would go out again. I think it's gone. Anyway, back to the chilies. These are my chilies. I know there's other people's and they're about 5 inches high. I'm just so fed up. I'm sorry everybody, I'm just so fed up. Everybody else's stuff seems to be growing really fast and mine's just not going anywhere at the moment. Oh well, never mind. So these are mine anyway, pathetic as they are, with only little leaves. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep them watered around the base of this tray. I've just put some in and it's all soaked up, so I obviously needed it. So I'm going to leave them in here because the temperature in here tends to stay relatively good. I think it's better for the chilies in here than even at home. I'm finding when I'm planting things at home that they're not they're drawing when they're coming through, which is obviously a sign that there's just not enough light quality to grow seed at them at the minute, although some stuff I grow in a greenhouse comes through better. So I've just got to do that. Now this soil that I've put in here is actually out of the base of my first compost heap, and there are little weeds coming up in it, so I'll have to keep it turned over to keep those at bay. But you know, I'm trying to do something that's cost effective because I reckon it's going to take me about 10 bags of compost to fill these troughs up to the top where I want them. So I'm going to have to bite the bullet and get some, but anyway, this is from the base of the compost heap and it was absolutely lovely, although it's gone a bit dry at the moment, and as I've said, there are some little weeds coming through which I will have to just keep disturbing and hopefully they'll give up. But let me come and show you what else I've been doing. Come on, let's go outside. So I've come today and I put in a couple of things. You see, it looks nice, but don't be misled. It's very wet, very wet. As I say, the other end of the plot is horrendous, and the other plot down on the other side is just underwater at one end. Right, so let me show you. I've put this saxifrage in here, Deep Rose it's called. I was really pleased with this. I picked up 2 from the garage actually when I went for petrol the other day, and they were only £3 each, and they're a good size. You can see that they were in a 4-inch pot I should say, so they're really good. I was really impressed at the price. £3 each is really good for a plant today. That would have cost me about £7 in the garden centre. So that's in there next to that one I transplanted. I like to call that London Pride, but I don't think it is London Pride. If anybody knows what that is, let me know. It puts up stems with little tiny little pink flowers on in middle spring, so not so long off. And this one over here has settled down nicely. And that one over there is just doing what I want it to do, and it's starting to nestle around the stones, which is just what I want it to do. Now, this flag iris is just starting to come back up. And the other thing I did the other day, I put this arch back in here. See, got the arch in. And I've also cut back the buddleia. So I've taken it back to some nice healthy stems, and hopefully that will encourage it to make some nice fresh green growth. We don't want too much woody growth, and the only way you can avoid that is to cut it down every year, late February, early March or early April. So I did that last week, and that's ready to go now for the season. And the other thing I put in over here just is a lavender. Now, if you've watched any of my other videos, you'll know that I've lost all my French lavenders because they're just not hardy enough for up here. And I grew them from seed last year and they were belting. They were really nice, but unfortunately they just can't survive the winters up here. So I put in a Lavandula augustifolia. So this will hopefully be okay here. And this end of the plot is drier than the other end. So you can't leave lavenders sitting in water. They're not happy. But this one, I'm hoping, will be fine. There's no signs of growth on much in the way of the mallow, just look like sticks. I'm sure they'll spring into life in April. At the moment there's nothing there. This lichness has freshened up nicely, and this is my little bunch of tulips. Now I know down south they're all in flower, but ours have just got buds coming, so we'll see. That looks like it might be a red one, but I really can't remember. That one looks like it might be a white one or a light coloured one. I don't know. Anyway, there are some flowers coming up on that, and there's some over here as well, which I showed you last time, and they were just coming through the soil last time, if you remember. But they are getting there, but oh dear, it is so very, very cold up here. It's something I've had to come to terms with, really, because it's not what I've been used to. I've been used to the temperatures a little lower down the country, so it is a bit of a slap in the face. Do you like my skimia? It's nice, isn't it? It's looking nice at the minute. I didn't think it liked it here because it seemed to look like it needed acid. It's an acid loving plant, I think, a skimia. When I first put it in, it just didn't do anything. But I think it was just sorting its roots out. Anyway, it's got flowers on it this year, so I'm happy with that. That's actually starting to look quite nice. I want to show you my fruit bushes. Let's go back up here, because everything is just starting to pop into life. I've noticed the hazel, these are hazel, are just starting to get their buds. Even the fig over here, which as good as died last year, has got a bit of something growing there. So even that's managed to do something. But I looked over here today when I arrived, and this is the white currant, and it's already starting to show signs of little flowers coming on it. So it's fruit cage year this year. I haven't got a clue how to do it, but I've got to, because otherwise I'm never going to see any fruit off these. The birdies are going to get the lot. See, they're looking all right, though, aren't they? This is a black currant. That, I think, is the red currant. And that one there, which is a little more forward, is the white currant. And then here, I'm really pleased with these, are my blueberry bushes. And they have shot into life. So something's going right, isn't it? Even the gooseberry bushes are just starting to show signs of life. You see, Just starting to show signs. Good stuff. Right, let me just pick up these things from here. We'll take some of these. Just check something. It's okay. We'll just take these, put them there a minute. Right. I'll take you down to the other plot. I'll walk you down this way and I'll show you the evidence of the wet. But I have been doing quite a bit of work along here. These plants, I've been clearing them all out and getting them tidied up. Get a lot of this. I'm not sure what this is. Some bulb or other. It never produces flowers. I don't know what it is. I leave it because I think it might one day, but it just gets on my nerves. Anyway, it's gone by about it's gone by about end of April, early May, so nothing to worry about. Right, I'm coming into the squelchy bit. As you can see, there's water along this edge here. There's water all along that edge there, up into the corner. There's water in that corner. And this part over here, look at this. This is water here. There's water all here. This is all underwater here. It's horrendous. Can you hear it squelching? Maybe you can't. You might hear. This is water in here. It's just waterlogged. I think that Begenia is struggling because it's too wet. I might have to move that. That's just struggling. It should be in full flower. It's only got a few tiddly, pathetic little things on it. It's just too wet. It's too wet. So I think I'll be moving that this year. There's water here, all the way along there. My feet are squelching. I don't know whether you can hear it. Right, let's go to the other plot. You think that one's bad, you should see the other one. Come on. I'll walk you up. Let me show you this here. I'm just trying to prove a point. Look at this person's plot here. Look at this bed here. Might as well just make a pond. It's just underwater. It's awful. It's just awful. Absolutely terrible. Look at that bucket over there. It's just full of water. I mean, I've got one of those IBCs and it's 3/4 full. It takes a lot of water to fill that. Look at this. It's just underwater. Now my plot's just up here and you can see probably just ahead. Can you see the water on the path? And this is the trouble. We're just under water. Look at my gateway. This is mine here now. Look at the gateway. We're underwater. This is water. Look at my plot. It's all here. Oh gosh, getting wet feet. There's all water here. It's all along here. It's just underwater. It's just awful. Right, come on in and I'll show you the things. The lupin seems to be happy enough. That's a nice healthy growth, isn't it? Even the daffies they're not even opening yet. It's just so slow. Now, as I go higher up the plot here, the ground is dries out. Although along this edge here, it's very, very wet. In fact, I don't think I touched that edge last year. I just left it because it was just too claggy. The potatoes are coming in this bed, but I'm going to have to wait a little bit longer because it's just still, for me, I think that's going to be a bit too wet. And, oh, do you like my new arch? Look, let me step back a little bit. Look, I've put chicken wire on it now. Now I have got some sweet peas on the go, and they're about 4 or 5 inches high at home, so they might come onto this arch. Possibly at this side here, because I've got some under planted there, and I think I'll let the clematis, which has really rocketed into life, I'll probably let that grow up that side, and I'll put sweet peas on this side. Even the apple, look, is just starting to show signs of coming into life, which is good. So things are coming, but it's just that the weather's just not quite here yet. Right, here's my onions. Here's my onions. And they're a good... See what I mean? They should be in. They should be in, and I just can't. Fed up, people. Just fed up. Oh well, never mind. I've got to put their interests first. Not me trying to put everything in and make it look nice. It's tough. It's not going in and that's it. Get used to it, Eleanor. It's not going in. Right, so the honeysuckle's looking nice up over the shed, isn't it? Maybe we'll get some flowers soon. That's sprung into life. That's looking nice, isn't it? But the mallow's not done a thing yet. Getting a bit of ground elder as well down here. This is a bit worrying. Maybe I'll have to get a bit of a path clear spray, you know. But there's nothing going on here at the minute. That looks dead. But we'll see, eh? Because it is early, isn't it, really, for mallow? There's 2 or 3 lupins there, actually. Anyway, so, bit fed up. I'm not going to lie. I am a bit fed up. Oh, look at this over here, people. Sorry, I'm dotting about a bit. I've just noticed it. This is an honesty. I put a couple of the seed pods in last year, and I got this pathetic little plant and thought, that's not doing much, but it's come up this year. Now, that'll be everywhere by next year. That's the trouble. The seeds go everywhere. But very nice at the moment. Very nice at the minute. And the other thing that I'm rather pleased about, tiny though it is this little clematis I've got here. It's not a big growing, not a tall growing one, this one. And the idea is to grow it up the back of this pallet wall and make it look a bit nicer. If it does something, I'll put wire on there and it'll look okay. So there you go. Onions sitting there saying, Mummy, when are you going to put us in? Mummy, we're ready to go. Well, it's tough, boys. You can't go in and that's all there is to it. So, it's a shame, isn't it? Really, when you got it all ready and you want to get started, but you can't. Right, I'll just turn you around and have a last word. So, what can I say? You've got to go with the weather. You can't do much about it, unfortunately. It is what it is. And yeah, anyway, I hope you have a happy gardening weekend. I've got another day tomorrow where I possibly might get something done. Although I'm not holding out my hopes. Anyway, I'm a bit depressed. I'm sorry if it sounds a bit downbeat. I'll do my best to be happier next time. Alright, bye bye for now.